The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Arcane Conquest. So let's start. You're gonna be faced with the first challenge. Which class should you play? And I always highly recommend Paladin, because Paladins are really, really good at what they're doing. They're really beginner friendly as well. And everybody needs Paladins. You're basically gonna become a healer, but you can also solo everything in the game. I can solo every single stage in the game by now, so that is very cool. And yeah, just don't choose Arcanist right now because they're still squishy. They did recently get a buff, which is really cool, but you know, again, they're still squishy and they're still Same goes for Elementalist, is that what it's called? It's also very squishy. They die quite a bit, but they're also very strong, so they're also in the higher up tier. So the ones that I would probably, would want you to play is Paladin. You can go with the typical warrior, which is champion in this game. But let me tell you one thing. You can change the class at any given point. I'm gonna show you how right now, by the way. So and then we're also gonna check out the city and everything else that you can do, equipment, upgrading, so on and so forth. So okay, so once you've chosen a class, Shadow is also pretty good. I always call them Shadow, but they're actually called something else, Shadow Runner or something, Shadowmancer. There it is. I started out with Shadowmancer, but I think because due to the lifesteal and everything, it's a little bit more advanced. Again, just try Paladin, try Champion, somewhere along those lines, because that's what I did as well. Anyways, okay, so we're in the game, and you just figured out that you chose Arcanist, and you're gonna be like, damn, Arcanists suck, and it's not fun to play. I want to play something else. And I said, I got you covered. So in this game, you don't just switch classes. The reason why people think you have to switch classes is because of the start screen when you start out the game, because you have to choose a class. That kind of gets into your brain and you'll be like, oh damn, how do I switch classes? But the good thing about it is you can't really switch. Well, you can switch class, of course you did, because I did as well. But what you do is you basically collect the items of the class that you want to use or play. In this case, let's just go with the Shadowmancer items, and you just equip them. Now the question, how do you get them if you have already chosen a class? What you have to do is you go into the settings and you go into the class bias, which is right over here, and then you switch to whatever you want to have, whatever class you want to have the drops from. And once you still have to play a little bit with your character until you get the drops that you need. Then yeah, that's how you basically switch class. You just equip the other stuff, because the spells and all of that good stuff you also get by just drops, basically. It's just literally drops. And yeah, you might go like, well, what about the skill tree? This skill tree is the same for every single class. The good thing about it is you can switch your skill tree at any given point. All you have to do is reset. Let's see what he has to offer here for us. Probably something good for Paladin. No, nothing. Just somebody trying to bag. Okay. If you go in here, you can see this is the same for me as for you. You can reset your skill tree at any given point. You just press reset points. That's the good thing. No Robux involved, no this, no that. You can also add some passive skills in here as well, which is great. And I'm going to show you something with this. So we're going to go to reset everything. If you want to do damage and if you solo content, this is the build that I would probably recommend you to do. So you're going to, whoops, sorry, that was too much. I'm going to max this one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like a good standpoint for every single out there. Do not use Rune of Thorns if you run big raids with many people, because that will lag the entire server, so don't. For me personally, this skill tree is very important as well, because of, you know, the stuff that we have here, because I'm healing a lot initially, right? So since I'm soloing right now, I can put Rune of Thorns in, but if you do not solo, like if you play with a big group, don't put Rune of Thorns in, or at least take it out before. So I'm going to put this in here as well. Do we have any passive skills? So I'm going to put in the Rune of Thorns here as a passive skill and keep it the way it is. Okay. So, let's talk about the inventory stuff. Actually, let me talk about the city here first. I mean, most of the stuff is self-explanatory. Daily reward system. Some people tell you, use it when you're level 20, when you're this and that. Use it whenever you want to, honestly. I mean, I did that the same way. Now with level 40, of course, you have a higher chance of getting better items. But overall, you know, it is what it is. Selling items makes sense, right? You can go in here and sell items, but you can also sell items once you're in a lobby. On the bottom right here where the play button is, it will say sell, so you can sell your items there as well, which is really good. What I usually do is I give away my stuff. I just give away my stuff to people if I like have full slots and stuff, like for people that are new. That kind of boosts the community a little bit. With the crafting, if you've played the tutorial, you should already know by now that if you do this, you know, you have some items in there, you can craft them, and then you get like a better amulet for it. So that's really important, especially with amulets, because these are the ones that you don't necessarily drop with higher amounts. Like I've dropped like blue amulets is of course is possible, but like getting like legendary ones or mythical ones really difficult, and they're super much. There's a lot worth. Many people are gonna ask you in the game, hey, can you give me amulets? And you're gonna be like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna help somebody out, but they're just gonna bag away some really important items. So don't give away your amulets, okay? Another thing that I wanted to show you here in the upgrade tab, if you're a little bit in on the game and you have something like this and you've upgraded it to the maximum, because this game rewards you with a lot of gold, and you can switch your builds. So if you want to do more HP, like usually it starts off in the middle, the slider, and then you're gonna go like, okay, I want the full HP one. You press upgrade all, and then you think that's it. But no, you can actually switch the slider and give yourself more DPS or more HP, whatever you need in that certain dungeon that you want to run. So that is really important. I didn't know this. This is huge, because I always thought I had to buy a DPS set or I had to buy an HP set. But you don't. You can literally switch it around and make your sets the way you want it to. And this is what makes the game so versatile and good, at least in my eyes, is exactly that. Okay, so this is everything in the city here. I think soon we will have some item appraisal. It's something that you can do, probably throw some items in there and then hope for something good. It's like an RNG luck situation thing, I think, but yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so just a small tip here again with the Arcanium that you can see here. You can actually farm Arcanium. Every time you finish a dungeon, you're actually going to get a little bit of Arcanium. In my case, it's like 9 or 12 Arcanium. It's not a lot, but if you run a lot of dungeons, at one point you will get a lot, and which means you can actually buy this stuff here with Arcanium. I thought that was great. Sorry, gotta drink something here. I thought that was great. You can literally buy the this stuff with Arcanium, and I think now is a good time because these are the first OG sets, so to speak. I'm pretty sure they might be limited at one point, and they will be done and gone at one point, so make sure to get them. Game passes, sadly, you cannot buy with Arcanium. They are paywalled. Little sad. I mean, they could have thrown in the like 4K, 5K Arcanium. I think that would have been cool. But whatever, man, whatever. Anyways, okay, so we got everything settled. Yeah, with the items and inventory, of course you have like, there's different classes of items. You have these regular ones, then you have greens, blues, purples, up until to legendary and mythical. They are obviously the they come also in different trades. As you can see, if you go over the shade splitter here, you see that I have a fortitude of 200. That is the damage as far as I believe, but they sometimes come in different damage classes. Some of them have 170, some of them have 150, and some of them have 200, 205. I think 205 was the highest that I've seen currently. So that is very cool, which means they will be worth differently. You know, they have different worths on the market. They worth. My English, can I speak English? Yeah, you know, they have different values to it, so you always have to watch out when you're doing a trade. If you get lucky and you get something mythical, don't try to get ripped off if somebody trades you a worse item. If they trade you a worse item, always tell them to add, which means put more stuff into it. Okay, so this is that out of the way. That should give you a pretty good start into the game. I think running dungeons and stuff, I don't necessarily have to show you because you will experience that on yourself. Another thing, right, I forgot about this one, is the spells, and that is the most important thing actually. If you're a paladin, for example, this is a healing spell, the Warding Barrier, right? I can equip 2 2 of the same spells. Let me show you this. This is super important. I didn't know this in the beginning as well. So you can equip the same spell, and if you use them, you can use them separately. So you can heal, and then you can heal again. So this is very important. You can heal twice. Like, this is very important later on when you start healing people, right? You're gonna do this, healing, 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 then wait, and then the mob does a heavy attack, you can heal again. And this is very, very important to do. And also, when you have skills like these, always put them on cooldown when you upgrade them, because you want to have them as fast as possible. Now, I didn't. That's why you see on this one, it's like 8 seconds long, and the other one is only 3 seconds long. You can also use them both at the same time by pressing F, which is also very good for a big heal, right? If you really need some big heal, you can see, look at that. You get a big heal out of this one. So yeah, that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this basic beginner guide. You should be very well equipped now with this 10-minute video, and you should definitely be pretty good on your own right now. I think you should be able to get into the end game. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and that's it for me from today. It's me, Mario. Goodbye.